I'm about to travel for 24 hours, just one night in a hotel to speak at a diabetes conference tomorrow. I'm going to be driving for about 4 hours. So fortunately, I don't even have to get on an airplane, which really minimizes the risk of getting stranded somewhere. But packing for diabetes is really important. It's really important to do it well because you never know. I could get really sick tomorrow. I might not be able to drive home. There could be a freak snowstorm in the middle of October and I could be stranded there for days. Either way, you gotta prepare for a whole bunch of little things that might happen when you live with a disease that's really life or death if you don't have the supplies that you need. Here's how I'm packing for 24 hours of travel with type 1 diabetes. The most important thing I absolutely don't want to forget is my long-acting insulin. I keep this in the refrigerator. It could be very easy to get in my car and drive 4 hours south and forget this. This is item number 1. Backup syringes, because you just never know. Backup inhalers for inhaled insulin. This is my little travel to go pill case thing. I've got metformin, I've got vitamin D, and I've got my daily anxiety medication. But I pack for several days worth, even though I'm only gonna be gone for 24 hours, just in case. Okay, now for more insulin. I use inhaled insulin and I use Novolog. So these are some inhaled insulin cartridges. I've got some of every unit amount. I've got the 12s, the 8s, and the 4s. This is way more than I need for even a weekend, let alone 24 hours. But I'm just gonna pack it into my little travel case and, I'll just feel sure that I've got enough. Okay, this might sound crazy, but even for 24 hours, I'm gonna pack an extra Novolog and an extra Lantus pen because, I could drop the Novolog pen, I don't know, down a trash chute by accident. I could break it. It could crack suddenly. I could drop it in the toilet. Like something terrible could happen to the one that I'm already actively using and I could need backup. If I was traveling for a long time, like a week, I would definitely want to make sure I had backup of every type of insulin that I need. This isn't diabetes related, but I have traveled before where I just desperately wish that I had some Advil or some aspirin or something for a sudden headache. So I used to have to pack backup CGM sensors. I don't have to do that anymore because I have the implantable CGM in my arm. Thank you, Eversense. But I do need adhesives. So I change my Eversense adhesive every day. But you never know if maybe it just gets messed up, maybe it doesn't stick right. So I'm gonna pack 3 backup Eversense adhesives to make sure I just have enough. This is the Novolog pen that I'm using right now. And yes, I don't use pen needles. I keep a syringe attached to it and I just change syringes over and over. I prefer that because then I can microdose more carefully. Anyway, this is gonna go in my purse where it usually lives, but obviously critical to pack. This is my emergency glucagon auto injection pen. Now, do I really think I'm gonna need this for the next 24 hours? No. In fact, it's been a really long time since I gave myself emergency glucagon, but you never know. If I was traveling for more than one day, I would definitely bring this and I would tell the person I was traveling with where it was and when to use it. I'm gonna pack it because you just never know if maybe I'm gonna accidentally give myself 10 units of Novolog when I meant to give myself 10 units of Lantus. You just never know. Better to be prepared than wish I had it. Actually, another reason to definitely bring this is in case I suddenly get norovirus or a stomach bug where I eat a large meal, puke up the whole meal, can't keep food down, and now I have all this active insulin in my system that's gonna drive my blood sugar down when I can't actually consume glucose. So it's worth packing, even if you've never needed glucagon before in your life. Now, this might sound silly, but I'm gonna pack a glucose meter. What if my CGM suddenly stops working? I'm gonna be far away from home. I'm gonna wanna be able to check my blood sugar. Okay, we're almost done. There's just a few more things. Charging cords. Obviously, I need a cord to charge my phone. My phone runs my CGM, but the other thing that runs my CGM is a different charging cord. So I actually have to charge my Eversense sensor once a day, and I can get away with doing it every other day, but that would not be as safe as just charging it every day. So it's the same charger as an Android. It's not a big deal. There's a million of them in my house, but I gotta make sure I bring this on my trip. Okay, the very last thing is some snacks. Not snacks for like if I'm hungry, but snacks for like, oh shoot, your blood sugar is crashing in the middle of the night and you need some serious carbs. So I'm gonna make sure I've got one of these Bob's PB&J kind of granola things next to my bed. This has nothing to do with diabetes, but I am gonna make sure I have some gluten-free peanut butter filled pretzels because I get a little bit snacky when I'm driving and when I'm sitting in hotels all by myself. All right, but what about for real lows? I've definitely got some Elevate glucose powder. I love this stuff, it tastes delicious. However, Elevate is really like something I would use to treat a big low. Sometimes I just need 5 grams of carbs. That's when candy corn comes in. I know that one of these, literally one piece of candy corn, can bring me up from 60 to 100 if I'm just having like a really mild low. Okay, I think I'm ready to travel safely with type 1 diabetes. I know I might be over-prepared. I know I might be a little neurotic. I'd rather be over-prepared than 4 hours south in a town where I don't know anybody and suddenly I need help with something because I don't have the diabetes stuff that keeps me alive and safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. Tell me, how are you packing when you travel with type 1 diabetes?